Going live.
There we go. Got it.
Got it. We are live on Facebook. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and potential new Toastmasters. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. My name is Ken Richardson. I am the Club Growth Director for District 115. Your host for today, and my co-host is Phyllis Tribby, Distinguished Toastmaster and past District Director. Hi, Phyllis. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Ken. How about yourself?
I'm very well, thank you, for a bright and early Thursday morning. And our guest today is Karen Moirao, Distinguished Toastmaster. She's a previous division director and I think an area director. She's had wonderful contributions to the leadership of Toastmasters. So how are you doing today, Karen?
I'm great. Thanks for asking, Ken.
It's so
Thursday morning.
I can see in your background there, the sun is coming up. I really appreciate you coming on today. I want to start by asking you to tell us a little bit, how did you get involved with Toastmasters and how long have you been in?
Well, it's been a while. I joined Toastmasters in 2006 as a charter member of Chevron Corporate Club in the Bay Area. That was, I joined primarily to help with my career. I was going to have to do some presentations, work with upper management, and I felt rather intimidated by that. And it just so happened that an announcement came out that a Toastmasters Club was looking to form at our location. And so I reached out and started with that club in 2006 and never looked back. I've been a Toastmaster ever since in many different clubs. First in the Bay Area, District 57 was my home district for many years until we moved here to Henderson, Nevada in 2019. And I found my club of today.
Oops. You know, I noticed it seems like we have lost Karen. I know that she was having some internet stability issues, and I saw that she froze. So let's
come back soon.
Hopefully she will be back shortly. I am going to try and contact her. So tell me, Phyllis, what's new and exciting with you? Have you been watching the international meeting?
Actually, I have not. I've had some other things going on in my life, but here is a good place for me to talk to all Toastmasters that are out there. We are looking for club coaches, and the order has come down from international that if you are a successful club coach and your club reaches 20 members, you can also receive your credit for being a district officer. So 2 for 1, gotta love that. And it's an easy do, and we need many club coaches. Club coach is a successful plan that's been in Toastmasters, I would say, around 10, 12 years. And it is one that is very close to my heart. I will be your trainer for this year, so you don't need to worry about, I've never done that before, I can't do that, because yes, you will be able to do that.
Now, how long does that training take, Phyllis?
I always ask people to give me 2 hours because I like intermittent talking, but actually I only have about a 45-minute spiel, but it's the questions, and I like for questions to go on during the training. So I like for them to be in person. So I'm hopeful that people will be willing to come to my condo and have some training.
All right. Well, Karen,
I have
welcome.
paperwork also, so yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Phyllis.
No.
Welcome back, Karen. We lost you there for a moment.
Thank you.
Now, you were telling us that you've been in Toastmasters since 2006, starting up in the Bay Area. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
And you have been a district leader in, I know, in District 115, and I presume in San Francisco as well.
Yes, I was an area director, a division director, and then for the 2017-2018 year, I served as club growth director in District 57. And it was then that my husband and I decided to relocate. So I had to leave at the end of that Toastmasters year and come here.
Well, that's great. I didn't know you were a club growth director. And I want you to know that I am always open to suggestions. I love hearing from folks who have served in this role. Of course, I'm just recently elected, starting in July. And I've been very, very fortunate to have folks like Phyllis and Sherry Parker and Kate Collis and George Lund and Jesse Oakley. And of course, Gene Williams and Carol Campbell to help keep me and guide me, keep me straight and guide me. But any suggestions you have, I would love to hear about. I'm going to turn it over to Phyllis for a few questions because I know you have a high performance leadership project that you're working on for yet another DTM. And I think that kind of goes along with what we were talking about, the club coach program and supporting struggling clubs. So Phyllis, why don't you lead us in that discussion?
Love to, Ken, because I've just heard about it this morning. And I had heard a little bit about volunteers, but not how to go about being a volunteer. So maybe we need more advertising on that. So please tell me about your high performance leadership project.
Thank you, Phyllis. This project was actually the brainchild of Gene Williams, so I don't want to take full credit for coming up with the idea because she is the one who came up with the idea. And through chatting with her over her year as club growth director, I became interested in using this opportunity for a high performance leadership project. And what it really is, the club support project is designed to help those smaller clubs fill meeting roles when they're having a struggle getting members, having enough members to fill all the meeting roles in their meetings, fill seats in their meetings, help the club look vital and attractive to visitors and potential new members. It's not something where anyone would take over as a club coach or join that club unless they really loved the club and wanted to join it. And potentially someone who is helping a club might become interested in being a club coach. So that would really feed into what your responsibilities are this year. But it's basically to help the clubs fill those meeting roles, help the members of the club not be too stretched in the roles that they have to perform in the club meeting, make the atmosphere more relaxed and more upbeat at the same time, and attract new members. So eventually that club would build its membership, not really need the support of the club support team, but possibly then join the club support team to help other small clubs. So there's no real limit on how far this can go. It's just a matter of getting it stood up, getting it off the ground, and making it available to these small clubs.
Well, I think it's always a great thing for the members also, because the members get to see a role done by another member from another club. And although the roles are the same, they're still presented a little differently. So, and sometimes the construction of the meeting is a little different. In our club, we allow the Toastmaster to do the introduction, but I've seen where the introduction is actually done by the evaluator. So I think it's good for clubs to see how others do that, and having different members come in every week or every 2 weeks would be a great idea. Now tell us how we can volunteer for this. Has it got off the ground, or is it still in the process of putting people with low member clubs?
Well, we have the infrastructure in place, thanks to Jennifer Smith, who is on my team in this HPL. We have a closed Facebook group that is up and ready. We also have a Google Drive spreadsheet where we will populate the contact information of all of those District 115 Toastmasters who are available to help support the club by coming to club meetings and filling roles. So we have the infrastructure, and Ken, just a couple minutes, talked about advertising. So that's the point that I'm at with this project now, is getting the word out, especially to those smaller clubs, so that they can raise their hand if they'd like to participate. And there are just a couple of agreements that both the clubs and the support team members will agree to. And it's basically for the club support team members, those Toastmasters who make themselves available to come and fill a role in a club meeting. And we're asking once a week, if you can do that once a week, not to the same club necessarily, but to a club that requests help. They would not try to solicit those club members to come join their club, but they're only there to fill the role, to be part of the meeting on that particular day. And on the other side of the coin, for the clubs, the small clubs, they agree that they will not solicit these volunteers from other clubs to join their club. Of course, if one of the club support team members just loves the club and maybe they were looking for another club to join, that's fine. But as long as we're not trying to convince club support team members to join the club, those are the agreements. They're pretty basic and I think easy to understand. But other than that, to answer your question, at this point, we're now looking to start turning the wheel to get our list of club support team members going, to broadcast how do I join this closed Facebook group, to get that information out so people can request to join the group, and then to also populate that spreadsheet in two ways for the clubs to ask for help: to go on the Facebook group and request, say, hey, we need a table topics master for next Tuesday. Is anybody available? And then also to use the spreadsheet to actually look up who's available. What Toastmaster is available on Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock to attend our club meeting, and reach out to them directly. So 2 avenues for them. And that's where we are now, is getting those 2 resources published and populated.
So it's kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, Phyllis, let me jump in here one second.
She mentioned closed Facebook.
Uh-huh.
So I was going to say, how do we go about contacting it if it's closed?
You can access it and ask to join.
Okay.
Well, it sounds a lot like, it's kind of like a demonstration meeting when you're having some experienced Toastmasters come in to show existing club members and potential visitors what the meeting should look like. So I think that's really a good idea to help provide that support. The other question I have, though, of the club members who are requesting a club support and visit, or whatever your language is there, are they expected then to also bring a guest to help build that club to full strength?
Thank you, Ken. And that's the club's responsibility. The club support team is there to fill the seats, to fill the roles. It's up to the club itself to do its own PR to attract new members. And of course, if guests are there while club support team members are there helping out, it's for the club to follow up with those visitors, just as you would anytime. But the idea is that having more people in the room, having a meeting where roles are filled by different members and not the same member with 2 or 3 roles, will make that club more attractive to potential new members.
Yeah, I can certainly see that because I know that I've been involved with trying to help some struggling clubs, and certainly anything I can do to support your effort, let me know. And it is very frustrating if you are a Toastmaster, an experienced Toastmaster who has to fill several roles. And it does appear to guests and visitors like, wow, why would I want to join this club? They're having to work so hard and fill so many roles for a meeting. So this is an opportunity for guests and visitors to see how that club should function normally and hopefully encourage them to join the club. And I must say, I like the fact that the volunteers you are recruiting, the Toastmasters you're recruiting, know up front that this is not about we're going to try and get you to join this club or become a paper member. That's not going to happen. We are going to respect your integrity, and we are just asking you to help in this one role at this particular meeting for this club. I think it's a really good idea. Now, I know that I had talked to Jane Williams. You started this, I think, pre-pandemic, wasn't it? And then when we ran into the pandemic, how has that impacted things?
Well, of course, it's impacted everything. In a way, though, this program would operate probably even better in the Zoom environment because the club support team members who are volunteering only have to go to their computer. They don't have to get in their car and drive to a meeting location. So it opens up the pool of potential helpers in the meeting. Whereas once we're back to in-person meetings, it'll be important to know what location or locations a club support team member is willing to travel to. For instance, not everyone would be willing to travel to Pahrump to attend a meeting, right? Some people will, and some people will say, no, that's too far for me. Therefore, the spreadsheet will also have on it where that particular club support team member is willing to travel to a club meeting. And that will help the clubs to narrow down who they have in their pool of potential helpers to come to their club meeting. But as long as we're hybrid, you know, you can go to any meeting. It was great last year when I was a division director to be able to attend meetings of the clubs in my division easily just by getting the link to their Zoom meeting. And it was wonderful to be able to visit so many different clubs that I probably wouldn't have visited them all if I had to drive to them each time.
I can certainly relate to that. It's funny you should mention Pahrump. I happened to have visited them last night, had a wonderful, wonderful time with that group. And I do have a special connection with the Pahrump, because back in the day when we were District 33, and I was an area governor at the time, now area director, they were part of my service area. They were one of my clubs in what was the old Division H, Area 2 at the time. And one of the key leaders in that club, in fact, the current president, is Pam Ranieri, who is a distinguished Toastmaster and a past district director from District 33. So she is quite an interesting person. And if you need, once we do get back in person, if you need someone to travel, give me a call, because I love going to Laughlin. I love going to Pahrump and Mesquite, Cedar City, and St. Joe. Not St. Joe, St. George. We did that the other day.
Not quite that far.
No, exactly. So yeah, just give me a call, because I love going to visit those clubs, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Well, if you're going to be on the club support team, then we will list you as Ken Goes Everywhere.
Thank you. I'm gonna have you sign me up, and absolutely, I love to go. I do. I mean, I appreciate Zoom. It is convenient. It's easy. What have you? It's nice in a lot of ways, but I also miss the in-person connection. So I'm ready to go. What about you, Phyllis?
Well, yes, I love to travel also, and I certainly am retired and available. Not late night, though. I'm no good at late night. Early morning is for me. I'm more active at 6:30 than in the morning than 6:30 in the evening. Although I do have a club I like to attend at 7:30, but it's a bit late for me. I'd like to get a strong answer from you on how do we volunteer. So it's a Facebook page. Is it called Club Support Team?
The Facebook group is, let's see, I'm looking here now to see where you can, how to join. I have a PowerPoint educational moment that I'd also like to get posted because it has the links in there. It has the email address, Toastmasters D115clubst@gmail.com, kind of long for anybody to remember. And it also has the Facebook link to the Facebook page. But I believe if you go to Facebook and you type in D115 Club Support Team, it'll take you to that Facebook page. And you can look at it, you can navigate around, and then you can request to join that Facebook group.
Can they also email you, Karen?
Yes, you can email me, or you can email that long email I just gave to you. But I would love to get the PowerPoint published on D115 to help in that endeavor.
If you'll send that to me, you can send it to my email address, d115cgd@gmail.com. I will work to make that happen. I know there are some hoops you have to go through to get things posted. We may have to convert it to like a PDF, but I will, or maybe a photo file, but I will work with Jennifer and we will make that happen.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ken. That's
My
great.
pleasure.
And
I
another
applaud
way
your,
that
go ahead.
Another way that I am going to disseminate is through the division directors and area directors who will reach out to the clubs in their areas to let them know about the club support team and to provide them with the links to how they can request help.
Wonderful.
The clubs will also need to designate a role, possibly the VPE, to be the person who will have access to the Facebook group and to the Google spreadsheet. So there'll be a point person, one or maybe 2 point persons in each club who will reach out to get help when the club doesn't have their agenda filled with members. Of course, we want the clubs to get their meeting rules filled with their club members, but if you only have 6 club members, it's kind of hard to fill out your agenda with a different person in each role.
The other thing we can do is, our monthly newsletter. Now, the upcoming edition is pretty full, but if you send me an article about your project and what folks need to do, I will make sure it gets in our newsletter.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Phyllis, do you have any other questions for Karen?
I'm hoping that the members watching us today or later today or whenever they do come on will join your group. You've got 2 converts here and maybe we'll get you some more because it sounds really great.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate your support, Phyllis and Ken. It's so important to have strong leadership and to have people who are willing to say, I can do that.
Yes. Yes, and it's hard to ask for volunteers. what I have found is it's more likely to get a success if you say, I need you, will you do it? And but it's not able to go to all people and ask that. But I'm going to try and get around to a few people I know and say, yeah, I need you.
Reminds me of my good friend and sometimes mentor when she can, Kate Collis. Her response to everything is just say yes. And I really applaud you, Karen, for taking the initiative and moving forward on this project. I know you and Gene Williams worked very hard on it. Pre-pandemic, you're continuing this effort, and I applaud you on that, because it would have been easy to just say, this is too hard, I'm not going to do it. But you didn't. It is a lot of work, a lot of coordination, but I applaud you for hanging in there. Well, we are at the point where we are just about running out of time. So Karen, is there anything else any final message you'd like to give to our audience?
Thanks, Ken. The club support team effort is to help members and clubs and potential new members. We know what Toastmasters has and what Toastmasters can provide, and our goal is to spread it far and wide. This is one way, by supporting the smaller clubs and helping them grow and increase their membership, that we can both fulfill our mission, the club's mission, the district's mission, and the mission of Toastmasters International.
Thank you very much. Phyllis, any final words for our audience?
No, other than we need people to join, volunteer. If it's a club support team, once or twice a week, or if it's a club coach, we need you. Come forth.
Absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers. I want to remind our audience that Wake Up with Toastmasters is on every day, starting at 6 a.m. We do have a variety of hosts that manage the show on behalf of our district on Mondays and Fridays. Gene Williams, our program quality director, is the host. On Wednesdays, it's Jennifer Smith. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Phyllis and I will be here to interview interesting people like Karen and to keep you updated on what's going on in Toastmasters. I encourage you, if you haven't done so, to look in on the international conference that's going on right now. It's all online for this year. Next year, however, they have announced that we will be live in Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm very much looking forward to that. There are many free programs on the TI website related to educational events for the conference. And you'll have an opportunity to replay those. Many of them are on demand. And I want to remind you, another innovative practice from our program quality director is the Educational Enhancement Program. It's the second Saturday of every month, starting at 6 p.m. There are, going to 8, there are 2 one-hour classes, or several actually, one-hour classes that are absolutely free, absolutely optional, that you can attend. So if you have any questions about that or anything else that's going on in the district, please feel free. Send me an email. My email address is d115cgd@gmail.com. It's been a wonderful morning. I appreciate my co-host, Phyllis. Thank you so much. I'll see you again later. Karen, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you. And if you'd like to be a guest on Wake Up with Toastmasters, again, shoot me an email. We're always looking, because we want to make sure that we inform our members about clubs in our district, what's going on, and about current events. So you see my email address. And special projects. And of course, club coaches, club sponsors. We have something for everyone. So I'm going to say have a good day, and we will see you again. I'll be signing us off. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you.